Farewell, Trev. The recent death of Trevor Dickenson means that SDN has lost one of its stalwarts. In this issue, we reflect on the life and contribution of Trev through 3 articles, and we will be pleased to hear from anyone who knew or worked with Trev and wanted to add a word of their own. A Man Always There for Others by Sonia Roberts. Trevor will be sorely missed from SDN. He was such an active member and nothing was too much trouble. He unselfishly was always willing to do more, despite his own battles and ill health. With 3 visits a week to hospital for dialysis, Trevor always found time to help others. Trevor joined the SDN steering group in February 2011. In the early days, he helped grow the membership by promoting SDN and ensuring that we had the correct email and postal addresses for our members. During this time, SDN membership grew rapidly and continues to increase month on month. Trevor went on to become membership secretary and also joined the fundraising subgroup supporting Ruby. He became an active participant in street collections at Telford and Shrewsbury and delighted us all when he obtained a charity Easter egg donated by Magna Foods in Telford, which was raffled at an AFC Telford United home match. Whatever the event, Trevor would be there, often accompanied by his wife Jenny, who has been a tremendous support to Trev and to SDN. Trev's affable nature made him an ideal candidate as an outreach officer. He became one of 2 officers supporting members who were unable to access the SDN website. Together with Val and Ruby, he successfully got initial funding to launch the printed version of Your Voice, the SDN online magazine. Trev helped look after our members who need to receive information via the traditional post, ensuring all members are kept up to date. He was a first point of contact, taking telephone inquiries and posting out information each month, making SDN fully inclusive for all disabilities. Trev championed the idea of alternating quarterly membership meeting venues between Shrewsbury and Telford, another big hit with our members, which brought increased attendances in both areas. In the 17 months Trev worked on the steering group, he contributed many hours of work to SDN outside the meetings and will be sorely missed by the steering group and members for his hard work and commitment. Despite his personal battles, he always put on a brave face and continued to put himself forward to volunteer for the next job that needed doing. His tireless energy will be missed by us all. Trev and Jenny, a really dynamic duo, by Ruby Hartshorn. Trevor was a true Shropshire lad. Born in the Telford area, he went to Madeley Court School and then to Walker Technical College. A qualified electrician, he served his apprenticeship at Kendal Electrical Services and then moved to AGA, where he was also health and safety officer. He was a great husband and soulmate to Jenny, his wife, but it was more than that. They were best mates as well. When Trevor took ill 7 years ago, which resulted in him having to give up work, it was Jenny who took on another role, that of carer. Despite Trevor being fiercely independent, often not asking for help when needed, Jenny was the rock to which Trevor held on, and despite the banter that many may have thought was falling out, it was their way of coping with the numerous hospital visits, etc. It was their banter that made them both keep up a great sense of humour, and anyone who has been in their company will have seen the jokes pass and that wicked smile that Trev was apt to give. Trevor was very proud of their sons, Lee and Matthew. He spoke highly of both and loved to share stories about them. Despite his illness, Trev always wanted to help others and fought for the rights of people unable to work because of disability, illness or caring duties. Not only did he do a huge amount of work for SDN, but he was also a very active member of Shropshire Fights Back, Listen Not Label and Telford Link. He was also an avid supporter of Unison and was local branch treasurer. Trevor was a great friend. Whatever fight you had, he fought with you. He had a wealth of knowledge on disability issues and used his knowledge for the good of others. He never wavered. He stuck to his beliefs and would see any project through. I recall Trevor training to gain qualifications to further his understanding and be able to give more of himself to the good of others. He was always taking more interest in life than our 24-hour day allows. He enjoyed a lot of films and television and had a great love of music. While not playing sports himself, had helped set up Telford Colts when my nipper was a lad, as Trev would say. Then when Matthew took an interest in cricket, Matty got Dad to follow that as well. I will always remember Trevor for his great friendship desire to help those to whom life has struck a bitter blow in whatever way, and also for the t-shirts he wore. Most told a story or asked us to think about important issues that can change lives, i.e. rather than opting in for organ donation, having a scheme to opt out. Thankfully, we have people like Trevor making these silent statements that make us inquire, what's that all about? In those 51 short years, Trev did so much, and his memory will live on in the hearts of many for a long time. Why I have so much respect for Trevor, Emma Suddaby, proud patron of SDN. It was with great sadness that I put the phone down on hearing of Trevor's death. Another great SDN character leaves us prematurely, all the richer for knowing him, but all the emptier for having to hand him back so early. While he may not be around anymore to organise us and generally do his bit to keep the SDN ship afloat, as he did so well, but after so many years fighting ill health and with so much of his life dictated by dialysis, I should think he was about ready for a good rest after all. I had particular respect for Trevor, for though I know only too well what it's like to be waging an everyday war with one's own body, to be dependent on a dialysis machine for life itself, never mind all the travelling, the restriction and the upheaval that entails, takes a special sort of person to endure. Not only did Trevor endure it, he did so with a smile, waving away sympathies like he was dealing with a common cold rather than the life-threatening and ultimately hopeless reality. On a selfish note, as far as SDN is concerned, Trevor's loss will be keenly felt. The network was built off the backs of people like Trevor, dedicated professional people who, no longer able to work, were happy to find in SDN an alternative outlet to pour their impressive yet discarded talents into, and boy, were we pleased to have him. SDN members will be all too aware that I suffer from a chronic aggressive condition, because they had to endure a fair few of many missed appointments, cancelled arrangements, cried-off parties and rain-checked evenings it has forced me to put them through. Ruined and prematurely ended holidays, meetings missed, reunions rearranged and promises of every sort broken. Nothing new in the life of a poorly person, except maybe for Trevor, that is. I never knew Trevor to be late or absent from a pre-arranged meeting, nor to whinge about the state of his health. How did he do it? Why, that's just the kind of guy he was. Trevor will miss you, personally, professionally, as a friend, colleague, advisor, and general inspiration. They just don't make them like you anymore. It has been a difficult period for SDN, but I'm proud of the rallying spirit we're finding. Sadly, the nature of who we are means we must get used to losing valued and valuable members when we least expect it. Unfortunately, while we can't keep people alive, what we can do is keep their names alive, and rest assured Trevor's name will be bouncing off SDN walls for many years to come. With many thanks to Trevor's wife Jenny and family for supporting his involvement with SDN unquestionably over the years, we're so sorry for your loss.